Hello everyone, it's another Tuesday Terrific card. Today we're going to be working on this card right here. It features the Pansy bundle and Sweet collection. This is just a little hello from me to you, and then I have it decorated on the inside. We're doing a little bit of a peekaboo focal point for the front. And so to get started with our card today, we're using this stamp set, which is called Pansy Patch. These are all in the brand new 21-22 annual catalog. In addition to that, it comes with a set of dies, which are called the Pansy dies. I've made a little kind of template here to show you all the different dies that are on here, and they're all pretty much involved in building a pansy. And we're going to be using quite a few of these today. We'll be using this larger pansy. We'll have to have two of those. We're going to be using the little cutout, and then this piece here that goes, as I can show you on the card. So this piece here actually goes around the whole pansy. This smaller piece goes around the two parts that are going to be your little petals like. And we're going to use some of the leaves, and then these actually make the centers, or you can use an embellishment. On my particular card today, I just cut these out in a yellow, and that's what I'm using. So we'll also be using only one ink color today, we're actually using two. We're using the Highland Heather, and then we're using the Gorgeous Grape, and I have the Stampin' Spot here because this is for our greeting, and it is on my Stamparatus. Okay, we're also using for the cutout in the front and the little scallop circle, we're using some layered circle dies. I number mine from 1 through the largest, and so we're actually using the number 6 die for the round circle and the number 7 die for the scallop circle, and that's going to give us our little trim around our opening. So to get started, I think we'll get as much of our stamping out of the way as we can, or I guess I should show you what your materials would consist of. For your information, this is a card that we will be doing at our class this coming Friday. This is the hardest one we're doing, and it's really not that hard. There's just a lot of little pieces involved. So you'll have a normal thick basic white card base. This is your 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. We'll have a piece of hand penned designer series paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I chose the one that is Highland Heather. It's a beautiful paper. I didn't want this side because we're going to be doing pansies, and I didn't want to have too busy. Okay, we also have a little piece that I cut out with a framelit for your greeting for the front. Here's our little circle for a circle in the front of our card. And these are all the various pieces that we're going to need to build our pansy, and I'll go through all of those when we get to that point. Okay, so first of all, I think we will do our greeting for the front. And I'm probably going to have my head in the camera on this one because it's a bit of a small square. It fits just perfectly. I'm going to reach up here and turn on another light just to see if it's going to make it worse or better. We'll find out. Okay, that looks like it might be a little bit better. So on this saying, it says, if I could read it, a little hello from me to you. We're going to use our Highland Heather ink. We will ink this up, and we will try to get it stamped straight and in the middle of this very small piece here. And I'm just going to hold it for a couple minutes to let it soak in. And that's not too bad. Surprise, surprise. Now, actually, you know what I think I did on my sample? If you see the sample here, I actually used the darker Gorgeous Grape, and that's what I should have done here. It's a little bit light, but it'll be fine. We're gonna make it work. Okay, and then on the inside, we're going to do a do our inside greeting, and I have that on my Stamparatus. I will close up this ink pad. Won't be using that until we do our envelope. We are done with it. Okay. So we're going to put this card in, and I'm going to do the stamping first because I learned a lesson the hard way this morning when I was making my samples. I did everything, started to stamp this last, and guess what? I messed it up. So we're going to stamp it first. Now it's going to look a little weird because I'm going to stamp this way down in this part of the card because we're going to have our circle here. So if you don't like it down that far and you would like to just write a greeting, then when you come to class, you just won't have to put this in. I don't like to write. I just sign my name, so I figured, yeah, this is going to work. So we're going to ink this up. How are you all doing today? I'm doing fine. The last week went by very fast for me, as they all seem to be going by very quickly. Just a lot of different things going on in my house, and you know, income tax and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that's behind me, and thankfully didn't have to pay this year. Paid in enough, did a lot of tax deposits, so I didn't want to have to pay again. I'm going to ink this up a little bit more and just try to get the top part of it a little bit darker. Okay. There we go. So the stamping, except for, we'll do one more little bit of stamping and then we'll be done with it. We're going to actually do our envelope. Now in the stamp set, we have all these different pansies. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really a 3-step stamp. And I will be doing some cards where we just stamp, but we're going to be using the smaller ones right here. And that's going to go on our envelope. So what we're going to do is put our envelope here. I'm going to open up my ink again. I do need a little piece of scratch paper. I apologize for my arm. Okay, so we're going to do our outline image first. I'm going to stamp that right down here in the corner. Leave it there for a moment to absorb the ink. So we're done with that one. And now we're going to do the fill-in image. And I like to do my fill-in image same shade but lighter. So I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to line it up. And I can't really get right over it because of my camera. So I'm going to do the best I can to see if I can get this lined up. Put it down, hold it, and there we go. It didn't do too bad. The more you do of this triple or double stamping, whatever you want to call it, the easier it gets. You begin to get the feel for it and know exactly what to look for. Now for the little center of this, I'm going to do it in the darker, and I really can't see on this one, so this is just a wild guess on my part. And it's not too bad. And therefore, our stamping is all done. I'll get rid of all this ink. I won't have to worry about that. Put my stamp over here. And get rid of my scratch paper. So what we're going to do is we have this very pretty designer series paper. This is one of my favorites. It's from the hand pen suite of products, and so we're just going to put this down. You have your normal margin on this front piece, so you don't have to be too concerned about your placement. Now, something that I don't normally do that I am going to do on this card, I'm going to put some adhesive in the middle because we are going to be cutting out a circle, and I want to make sure that that circle is held down all the way around. So once again, we're going to put this up here. And try and get this somewhat straight. My eyes are not working straight today. I don't know why. I struggled all morning. Okay, so now what you would do now, and you would take one of the circle dies and put it in closer to the top. Try to kind of center it with the same amount of space from here and at the top, and then run it through your die cut machine. Now, I did not bring the die cut machine in here, but I have already prepared a card base with the circle already cut out. Now, this is the circle where your pansy is going to go, and so you want to make sure when we start putting our pansy together that you keep it small enough that it will fit in this circle so it doesn't catch when you go to open your card. So we're going to start off, first of all, I'm going to do the little frame for our cutout. Now, I did not put sticky paper on the back of here for class. I will be doing that because it does get a little bit, it's a little bit finicky trying to get the glue in the right spot and not getting it too far. The nice thing about when you do your cutout, it kind of leaves a little bit of an impression here, and so I'm just going to take my green cap glue and I'm just going to put some, if I can get it to come out, oh, there it goes. Put some little dots all the way around inside the impression of that circle so that I don't have glue gushing out everywhere. And like I say, this is such a strong glue. You don't need a ton to get it to stick, okay? Most of the pieces to the pansy that are small and delicate, I have put double-sided sticky paper behind it, so you won't have to try to fool around with doing too much gluing when you come to class, okay? And so what you want to do is try and get this situated on your circle with not too much of it showing if you can. Sometimes I do better at that than I do at others, and today's not one of the days that I'm doing so great with it. So, but the nice thing with the green cap glue is you can play around with it, reposition it for a few seconds, not for a real long time, but for quite a few seconds, okay? All right, now we're going to start building our pansy. So this is your biggest image, and then you have the little piece that's going to go around this here. Now this is, I have backed it with tape, with sticky strip, so that you don't have too much of a problem getting it apart. The hardest part is getting the backing of the adhesive sheet to come off. And so what I have discovered works best for me is I take my pokey tool and I just go down along one of the edges and I kind of push up, and that gets it started. And then I can just pull it off, and then lay it down and get started. Now, I'm not sure that you can see, but you also get embossing on this. You'll see it when you come to class. But they line up pretty easily. You just kind of line it at the bottom. Now, even with the sticky sided paper, you can still wiggle it and you can actually pull it up if you want to. The first few ones of these I struggled a bit, but once you get the knack of it, it comes together real quick, okay? Then on this one, you'll have two of these, and again, they have a rough kind of embossed side. I wish I could get you to see this, but I just don't think you're going to be able to, and I'm just going to make you seasick, so. I love this set. It's just so cute and just so real looking, I think. And you know what? I haven't had time to play around with it a lot, but tons of videos on it on YouTube and so many wonderful color combinations that people have done. And it's just a great set. So again, we're going to do this one just like we did the white one. We're just going to put this darker purple at the top, and you will have two of these. I have already put the top on the second one, and then we have to do our leaves. So there's two different sizes of leaves, and some of these I put sticky on the back. It's not totally necessary, but I did it anyway. On this intricate one, yes, I definitely have the sticky stuff on there. And then I just pull that off. And then it's just a matter of taking your leaf. And again, these have an embossed side. I want to make sure I'm using the right side. And you just lay this down. And it's pretty easy. Oops. Yeah, and it lines up very easily. So you have a larger one and a small one. I've already done the small one to cut down on the amount of time it's going to take us to do this. And then I'm going to do the center part of the flower. I'm sure I think they call this the beard. I'm not real sure. I'm not a flower person, but it's just a small piece, and you take this, and it does have little edges on it that you can match up pretty closely to your white part. So we will just take this and line it up. And again, I'm still learning how to use this, so we can learn together. But it does line up pretty well and pretty easily once I get it in the right spot, that is. Okay, there we go with that. So then what I do for the rest of the flower is I use glue dots. Actually the easiest and the quickest way to do this. And so I'm just putting it on the front because these purple petals, or whatever you want to call them, are going to actually go behind. So you want to make sure that your glue dot's on the front side. So what I did, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to stay within this circle, I kind of took this, and I from doing several of them, I've kind of got an idea now of how I want to do this. But when I started out, I was just putting it on the, laying it down in the circle. And then I'm just going to push this down. And see, that will be well within the circle, even though we have to put our leaves on top of this. And then do the same kind of thing. And I tried to kind of just match it up as close in the middle as I could. Okay, like so. And then we're going to do the same thing with the leaves. We're going to take a glue dot, put it on the bottom. And as you see, I do have the sticky sheet on the back of this, but we can use that when we go to lay it down on our card front. Okay, and then you just find another one and put that one on here. And then again, you don't want them to stick up too high because you want to be able to keep this in the circumference of your circle. That looks pretty good. And then I'll do this one. Now this is the one I was usually getting too high. Okay, there we go, we got it. Okay, so then what I did is I took off the backing on the leaves, which wasn't too hard because they're a little bit bigger pieces. My glue dots are moving on me. Let's see if I can. I've messed with my camera a little bit, so again, I'm probably coming in and out of camera range. I'm sorry. I should just leave it alone, but I keep thinking, well, whoops, I pulled that one right off. And know where the glue dot on that one was, don't we? I better put another glue dot on here. Okay. Okay, then I'm just going to take my green cap glue and I'm going to put it around on the white and the light purple parts to get it to stick down. Then I actually closed the front of my card and I put this in the way I thought it looked the best. And I pushed it down. Now I can see that I forgot to bring my little yellow little yellow center, but I have those over in the other room, and that is what I do is I just put the glue there and stick the center in, but I did not bring that in today, so we're not going to have that for today. And then we will Put our glue dots away. Get out our dimensionals. Where are they hiding? Okay, and we're going to put some dimensionals on our saying, our sentiment for the front. Take our pokey tool to get the backs off. And just make sure this is right side up and center it on the front of our card. And believe it or not, oh, no, we're not done. Oh, I haven't stamped the inside. So you know what, we'll do that real quick on this one, just since I already had this one partially put together, but we can put this on just so that our card will be complete. That's what I like about having everything on the Stamparatus. It makes it so easy to get everything stamped. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all. We'll have a great group of stampers on Saturday. Should be a fun day. It's supposed to be a nice day. So looking forward to that. Okay. And there we go. So that didn't take us too long at all. Thank you so much for spending part of your afternoon or day whenever you watch this. I'm actually filming it on Tuesday afternoon because I'm running way behind today for some reason. So here's the one I just completed. Doesn't have the yellow center. And here's the sample that I made. So enjoy the rest of your day. Looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday. God bless each and every one. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.